Solana Beach Civic and Historical Society presents The Birth of a City. The Western Edge. Our story begins on the western edge of the city, the sunny ocean and beaches, the place around which Solana Beach was built and got its name. Along this western ocean edge are bluffs rising to 100 feet in many places. At the northern end of the bluffs is a beach formed as the San Alejo Lagoon, fed by the Escondido Creek, meets the ocean. At the southern end of these bluffs is another beach formed as the San Diego Lagoon and the ocean connect. Solana Beach was also shaped by its close proximity to a major county fairgrounds and racetrack. Fletcher Cove. But the most important beach for us is midpoint along the bluffs, the place where it really all began. Fletcher Cove Beach and Park, named for the city's founder, Colonel Ed Fletcher, and the nearby plaza. When Colonel Fletcher set out to develop Solana Beach, it lacked what is now one of its principal amenities, beach access. He solved the access problem in the mid-1920s by blasting an opening through the bluffs with a water cannon to create a passage to the ocean in the middle of town. A man-made ramp helped make Fletcher Cove Beach the main attraction for early residents and potential buyers. This opening in the bluffs created a long and compelling vista, stretching from the railroad station all the way to the ocean. Up the hill, just to the north, the Fletcher Cove Community Center was created in 1944 by moving in an old Civilian Conservation Corps barracks. Over the years, it has served as a popular meeting place and recreation center. The center is undergoing a much-needed renovation in 2011. The plaza. The plaza was constructed to define the center of the new town. It was from the plaza that building sites in the new town were originally sold out of the land office. Shortly after World War II, citizens working through local organizations, including what is today the Solana Beach Civic and Historical Society, spearheaded various beautification projects. In the late 1960s, the Society, together with local citizens, helped to landscape the plaza and to create a median with a fountain and sunburst sculpture that has become a city icon. It was in the plaza in the early 1920s that Colonel Fletcher built a bank, grocery store, hotel, auto center, and gas station. The specific businesses located in the plaza have changed through the years and continue to change even today. The plaza has hosted doctors, lawyers, barbers, and beauticians, florists, photographers, cobblers, various commercial offices, the post office, a pool hall, a bar, and other businesses for the growing town. South 101. Scenic Highway 101 was, for many decades, the main north-south highway through California. In Southern California, Highway 101 played a large role in defining the beach towns of the early automobile era. As with the rest of our story, we will focus on the changes occurring in the oldest non-residential sections of the city. Early on, South Highway 101 businesses near the plaza included a car dealership and a gas station. Further south along the highway were trailer parks, more gas stations, and other visitor-serving businesses like motor lodges and restaurants. Several drugstores came and went along South 101, as did a library, a diner, grocery stores, and a general store. For a long time, many of the businesses on South Highway 101 focused on travelers passing through town rather than on the local community. Today, South 101 has a mix of businesses that serve both travelers and residents, with 2 shopping malls, 2 hotels, a large drugstore complex, numerous restaurants, and several office buildings. North 101. North 101 has a similarly rich and varied history. Businesses there included real estate, restaurants, barber and beauty shops, a garage and gas station, and other services intended primarily for Solana Beach residents. More recent additions include several designer furniture stores, additional restaurants, boutiques, salons, a bicycle shop, a succulent shop, several surfboard enterprises, a motorcycle shop, and a few car repair establishments. Offices occupy the northernmost end of Highway 101. After World War II, Highway 101 was cluttered with billboards and utility poles. Beginning in the late 1950s, the Women's Civic Club, the predecessor of today's Solana Beach Civic and Historical Society, took on the daunting challenge of getting the billboards removed from Highway 101 in Solana Beach and along San Alejo Lagoon. They not only succeeded in that effort, but went on to get the utilities underground along Highway 101 and in the plaza. Median. Rail Trail. During the 1990s, the North County Transit District decided to make Solana Beach a main Amtrak and coaster station. Along with development of the transit center in Solana Beach, the railroad tracks were dropped below grade to make the highly traveled Lomas-Santa Fe 101 connection easier. This project was affectionately known as the Big Dig. But the realignment of the tracks wiped out what had become a very popular hiking, biking, and running path along the length of Solana Beach. In early 2004, a grant was obtained to build a rail trail along the strip of land between the railroad tracks and Highway 101. The inviting trail and landscaping has allowed this area to regain its popularity as a walking, running, and bicycling route. North Cedros area. Positioned on opposite sides of North Cedros, immediately north of Skyline Drive, the present-day Lomas Santa Fe, were two of the largest businesses and employers in early Solana Beach, the Solana Beach Lumber and Builders Supply, and across the street from it, the main hardware store for the area, Wilkins Ranch and Garden Supplies. Today, the train station and its parking lot occupy the former lumberyard property. The Wilkins store became the Solana Beach Plaza. South Cedros. South of Lomas Santa Fe, along Cedros, is Solana Beach's Miracle Mile. This one street has had a remarkably varied history, starting in the early days with private homes, storage sheds, and oil tanks, replaced by woodworking and cabinet shops and the town newspaper, and then taking the form of today's popular design district. The huge Quonset hut complex, built in 1949 to house the Bill Jack Company, which made scientific instruments, has morphed into an explorable collection of offices, boutiques, salons, a restaurant, and the renowned Belly Up Tavern. The street draws thousands of shoppers every week and is packed even more tightly on Sunday during the farmers' market. Eden Gardens. Established around 1920 to house Mexican-American workers who tended nearby citrus groves, the venerated La Colonia barrio is the center of the city's Mexican-American community. This area was probably best known to most people for its authentic Mexican restaurants, which grew from serving a local clientele to becoming very popular with county fair and racetrack visitors, as well as patrons from throughout the county. Many craftsmen and builders are also located in the La Colonia area. Baker Iron Works, for example, has been a Solana Beach institution since 1927. In the center of this area is La Colonia Park, a local gathering place with a soccer field, basketball court, and a skateboarding area. The park's community center, established in 1991, is also the location of the oldest residence in Solana Beach, the Stevens House, now the city's Heritage Museum. This museum, operated by the Solana Beach Civic and Historical Society, is open to visitors and hosts special programs for school children during the year. Churches. Churches in the city multiplied along with the population. In the early days, the churches tended to be housed in borrowed locations, such as the Solana Beach Hotel and the Community Center. The first permanent home of the Solana Beach Presbyterian Church was a chapel moved after World War II from Camp Callan in La Jolla to the corner of Acacia and Estrella Streets. In the early days of Solana Beach, school children had to travel many miles to neighboring towns each day. It wasn't until 1925 that Solana Beach had its own elementary school. High school students took an hour-long bus ride to Oceanside. A regional high school was eventually built in Encinitas in 1937. Our present local school complexes weren't constructed until there was a large enough tax base to justify new buildings. The early days. The original size of the unincorporated town that became Solana Beach was only 201 acres. The land was almost totally undeveloped at that point. After water became available to the area following the construction of the Lake Hodges Dam, the edges of early Solana Beach became farmland. Avocados, flowers, fruit, and vegetables were grown. During the post-World War II building boom that swept across America, Solana Beach also experienced an explosion of growth. Single homes and small subdivisions started getting built on what had been agricultural land. With the completion of Interstate 5 in the 1960s, Solana Beach expanded to the east with large developments centering around 2 golf courses. Following incorporation in 1986, early city councils developed a land use plan to establish orderly growth within the new borders of Solana Beach. Today, the city is 98% developed. We've just seen some fascinating history about this city. We can only be in store for an exciting future. Our amazing city, surprising Solana.